What's up, guys? Welcome back on the channel on this Thursday, the 19th of January. I got it right this time. Uh, it's match day, so we do play a game today. We play Monza in the Coppa Italia. Uh, if you watch live, you'll probably, we discuss that game and we will discuss it after the game on the live with the reaction. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, I'm not going to talk about it really on this video. As you can see on the thumbnail, the main topic on this one is why I think personally, Elkann had enough of Agnelli, mainly. That's what I believe. But before we get into this video, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Like, we're really close to 3.8, and that means we're close to 4K, which would be amazing if we can get that before the end of February. So share the videos, I don't know, tell your friends, I don't know, but like this one. So let's get into it. So a few hours ago, yesterday, whatever you want to call it, depending on where you're living and watching this video from, it was the last day of Agnelli and all those guys, and the first day of all the new guys. So they had a presser, Agnelli spoke, Netflix spoke, and the new guys spoke. And I thought there were some interesting points. Some, I don't know, maybe some points where you're like, you can see they're covering up for themselves, or for what happened, in the last couple of years. But I didn't pick up everything. The main thing that standed out for me, personally, was that there is a different direction for the club they want to go in. That's one. And two, I even more strongly believe now than when the news broke a few months ago that he was told to take a step down, and that's what I will discuss. And it starts off with the main thing Agnelli said, or like the biggest point of that presser. So Agnelli said, "My will is to write a new chapter, my personal decision. I will take a step back in the listed companies Exor and Stellantis in agreement with my cousin John." Now, those are the holdings the club actually has, the assets of the club, whatever. Under those holdings, whatever, multiple things like Juventus is one of them. When he said that, and he said, "My personal opinion," again, this is my opinion. I don't believe that, I'll go back to 2 months ago. An entire board doesn't just step down because they thought it was a good idea. They did that because they were told that you guys need to step down. Now, I don't know what's coming out. I don't know what's happening behind the scenes. We don't know. What I do know quickly is that apparently Agnelli is suing certain people, journalists, who are writing absolutely false things. So my thought process is that they basically needed to take a step down because all the things are coming, or will also be very focused on those individuals themselves. So I think that's why they were advised to step down, to basically separate the club with ongoing personal investigations as well. That's my thought process. Excuse me. Agnelli's still a young guy. I mean, him taking a break, for the person he is, very business orientated. You can see it with how the club is built, new logo, all those things. It's very business orientated. Pushing for the Super League, all those things. Him now taking a break and saying it was my decision to do absolutely nothing for the things we own, basically, as a family, and just going on vacation, basically, doing absolutely nothing, being rich and enjoying my life, which, again, could be the case, but he doesn't strike me like that person. He doesn't, absolutely not. For me, he's the opposite of that. So my belief, or like what I believe, is, again, that I think John Elkann had enough. Like, he had enough. And I believe he told him to step down and basically lay low for a while. I don't know what he will do in the future. I have no idea. But that's my belief. I'm assuming things will come out that will look even worse than what we think they are. And that's my fear at this moment in time, basically. Because, again, an entire board doesn't step down out of nowhere, and why is he like, "I'm not doing anything, that was my decision"? Again, he can do that, and I can be completely wrong, but going off that, leaving or removing from the entire board, I find it very hard to believe that it's just his decision. I do believe it's Elkann's decision that we need to do something completely different with this club, and that it needs to start now. Basically, it needs to happen now because again, financially and all those things, the story, everybody knows it. The situation, everybody knows the situation. It isn't great. Like, let's be completely honest, it's just not great. So that's my belief. Again, I can be completely wrong, but going off the things that are out there and what he's saying, I feel strongly that way. Now, he also talked about his work, about the club, all those things. We know that, blah, blah, blah. He talked about the state of the soccer in general, football, whatever. It's bad. We know that. There are some things UEFA is just doesn't care. They care about one thing, even though they put out statements that they don't. It is what it is. We all know. If you have a brain, you know what it's all about. For any club, for any person in that football world. Now, the second part, or like the second thing he said, is the thing that I believe that's the direction the club is going into. Before I go to the first thing, the new president, Ferrero, said, I will go over this one because it's kind of linked. He said, in my opinion, we can aspire to have 50 to 60% of the first team roster coming from our youth sector within 5-8 years. Now, that's what he believes, excuse me. That's what he believes. I don't believe that because that means half of your squad are coming from the youth sector. That's wild. You can do that, but I don't believe you're going to compete at the level we should be competing at, But it's not about the numbers. 50, 60% is a guess. It's about the idea. You're not going to get 10 youngsters in that squad. You're not going to build a team out of 10 players coming off that squad, like youngsters out of the youth sector. That's not going to happen. Not even prime Barca Academy had that production. Maybe Manu in, I don't know, the class of, what was it, 99, they had something crazy like that, It's not really going to happen. But the idea of building your team with players coming through is, I think, the direction the club is going in. I don't know if Miretti, Fagioli, Sule, Junior, who else is up. I have no idea if they're going to be at the club, within 3 years. No idea. Like, they can all be gone. Maybe one can be here and be a bench player. I have no idea. But the idea to push them into the first team, give them an opportunity, see if they can, add some value, is very important for us. Like I said, you probably got them on a very cheap deal in terms of coming in transfer fee. They're not on big money the first couple of years. And if they actually do good and they're like, we don't want to say, you can make profit and you can run a sustainable club. Because we are not sustainable now. Look at the wages, look at the players getting those wages, looking at the performance, and look at the salon value. Like, it's basically, I'm being honest, excuse me, trying to be nice, it's average, but in certain cases it's bang average. So it's not sustainable. We know that. So it's a good way. It's the way I believe to go, to add those youngsters with experience, of course, and build something completely new, a new direction to the club. Because up to a few years ago, our youth sector, it stunk. Like nothing came out of it. Keane, Marquisio, and that's about it. Nothing came out of it. It wasn't really good. Now, even though, again, maybe because of injuries and the situation of the club, and maybe they're not going to be all here. But the players, the youngsters in that first squad, they all have quality. Like, they're not the players used to playing in the Coppa Italia games, getting a few minutes, but you can see, like, they're not going to make it at this level. They're just not. It's good if they're playing with, 8 starters in the Coppa Italia game, but, like, going forward, But when you watch Azzule, Miretti, Fagioli, even Junior, you can see, okay, they have something. They have something more than the normal youth sector academy player at Juve over the last decade or so. So that's very positive. Let's see how that will go, of course. It's very early. But the new president, Ferrero, kind of touched on that because he said, my thoughts goes to the fans who have always been the strength and heart of the club. Forget about that part. Actually, it's true. Without fans, there's no club. Ever, for any club. Excuse me, for any owner. He said some fans are lost, which is true. Fearful and doubtful of the future, which is spot on, 100%. Then he said, I want to be clear to them. We will work hard to build a future that lives up to the glorious past. Now, maybe you can say buzzwords and all those things, but the fact that fans are fearful, doubtful, they don't know what's going on, they don't know what's going to happen in the coming years, they don't even know what's going to happen in a few months. The fact that he acknowledged that is okay, is a positive, I might say. Like, he isn't, being, how do you want to say, deaf to what the fans are saying. Like, he's not trying to ignore what the fans are feeling, because I personally had that feeling over the last couple of years, where it's like, we know what we're doing, even though the results were stinking and the club was leaking and everybody knew the direction was not good. You felt, in my opinion, I felt the arrogance of the board a little bit, in terms of being disrespectful to the fans. Price is high when the quality was very low. All those things, it felt like they had no connection with the fans anymore. It was lost. The stadium was gone. All those things. It was kind of obvious for me. Let's see how that will develop again in the coming years, because the new board members, they are here. The new directors, they are here until for 3 financial years. So they're going to improve the 2025 balance sheet, whatever. So this is going to be here for about 2.5, 3 years, whatever. So let's see what they will do. They're all quote unquote bankers. They don't have experience in the footballing world. The only guys who have experience in the world of football at the club at this moment in time are Cherubini and Allegri, and that's it. So that's what he said. That's kind of fearful, because if you have only two people actually at the club who have the know-how, and you might say Allegri doesn't anymore, but like, and Cherubini is basically a rookie in the big stage, second season or 2.5 seasons. It's fearful, it's worrying. It's like, okay, what is going on? Because everything is now going to be on the plate of Cherubini and Allegri, which I still believe he's not going to be here next season, because this feels to me as a clear out. Everybody who's connected to Agnelli is gone, and I do believe he will also walk at the end of the season. That's just my vibe. So it's very doubtful, the future, but at this point we just need to wait and see. I hope we go into a different direction, also with appointing people who have no real connection to the club but are just qualified. That's the most important thing. But again, really doubtful, because I don't think that's, again, the DNA of the club. I don't think they're going to allow that. But let's see. Let's see. That's it for this video. Again, Coppa Italia today against Monza. We will be live after the game. Let's hope we win, because I don't want to lose, obviously. But the Coppa Italia is weird. Cremonese beat Napoli. Torino beat Milan with 10 men. Parma almost beat Inter. So it's a weird competition. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you back tonight.